Hi, this is Naomi with Sword and Steel, and today I received version 1.4 of the Munitorum Field Manual, which is the points updates for Warhammer 40,000 models. Now, this is going to take the place of any of the codices that have already come out, including the Tyranids and the Space Marines Codex for 10th edition. So any points values in there are going to be superseded by these now, which is exactly what we were expecting. Now, I did go through all of the different factions to see if any of the other armies, Adeptus Sororitas, Adeptus Custodes, and so on, had any points changes. And besides the addition of the brand new knights in there, there has been absolutely no changes except for those with the Space Marines, which is kind of what I was expecting. So let's do it. Space Marines, here we are. So the Adrax Agatone is 85 points. Aggressor Squad, 3 models are at 110, 6 models are at 210, and they do hit on 3s for the melee weapons. That may have been something that I missed in the previous video, so I'm letting you know now. Okay. Ancient, 50 points. Ancient and Terminator armor, 75 points. Apothecary, which is it used to be called Primaris Apothecary. Now it is simply Apothecary, 50 points. Apothecary Biologist, 55 points. Assault Intercessor Squad, 80 points for 5, 160 points for 10. Assault Intercessors with Jump Packs, 85 points for 5, and 170 for 10. The Ballistus Dreadnought is 140 points. The Blade Guard Ancient is 45 points. I'm just curious if we have much difference from the Codex for Space Marines. So, points. There we go, points values. So it is, I can immediately tell they are not the Codex point values and this new version of the points is not the same. In the Codex, for example, Adrax Agatone was 95 points, and now he is 85 points. But some of them are the same. Ancient has gone down too. Okay, so it's definite that the point values in the new Codex is not the same as what it is now. Okay, I'm going to continue now. So in the new points, the new updated points, the Blade Guard Ancient, did I say, is 45 points. The Blade Guard Veteran Squad is 90 points for 3 models, or 180 points for 60 models. The Brutalis Dreadnought is 175 points. The Captain is 80 points. The Captain in Gravis Armor is 80 points. The Captain in Phobos Armor is 80 points. And in case you aren't sure, the Captain is the Primaris Captain. All the previous models that were here that are no longer valid to play for Space Marines in 40k, unless you're using the Legend system, have been removed from this. So there's a bunch. My video on all of the updated data sheets tells you exactly which ones are no longer there anymore. Alright, because the word Primaris has been removed from all of this. Alright, Captain in Phobos Armor was 80 points. Captain in Terminator Armor is 95 points. Captain Sicarius is 85 points. Captain with Jump Pack, the new model, is 85 points. Centurion Assault Squad, well, they always had the Captain with Jump Pack, but it has a new model coming out. Centurion Assault Squad is 3 models for 150 points, or 6 models for 300 points. So that's not changed from version 3, but I'm just going through all of these because these are going to be different. If you're only looking at the Codex, these are different. The Chaplain is 60 points. The Chaplain in Terminator Armor is 75 points. The Chaplain on Bike is 75 points. The Chaplain with Jump Pack is 75 points. Chief Librarian Tigurius is 75 points. Company Heroes, which is 4 models now, is 95 points. I wonder what they were in the Codex. Company Heroes, 95 points. Okay, so it's the same. Darnath Lysander is 100 points. The Desolation Squad, for the very short moment where you had possible hope that you could go up to 10 models, has been crushed back down to 5 models at 200 points, so not changed from the version 1.3. The Devastator Squad is 120 points for 5 models, or 200 points for 10 models. The Dreadnought is 135 points. The Drop Pod is 70 points. The Eliminator Squad is 75 points for 3 models. The Eradicator Squad is 95 points for 3 models and 190 points for 6 models. The Fire Strike Servo Turrets is 75 points for 1 model or 150 points for 2 models. The Gladiator Lancer is 160 points. The Gladiator Reaper is 150 points. The Gladiator Valiant is 150 points. The Hammerfall Bunker is 175 points. Now, some of these certainly had changes in their data sheets, so you want to check those out before deciding whether you want to carry these or not, because the Hammerfall Bunker is an example of one that I remember having changed. Mildly, but changed. Oh, is it really mildly? I know it changed. I enjoy it. I don't know whether I'd use it for 175 points, but I like what it does anyway. The Heavy Intercessor Squad is 105 points for 5 models or 210 points for 10 models. The Hellblaster Squad, who had no changes, is 125 points for 5 models. Yeah, other than one little fix. Or 250 points for 10 models. The Impulsor is 80 points. The Inceptor Squad, which is 3 models for 110 points and 6 models for 220 points. The Incursor Squad is 85 points for 5 models and 170 points for 10 models. The Infernus Squad is 85 points for 5 models and 170 points for 10 models. The Infiltrator Squad is 100 points for 5 models and 200 points for 10 models. The Intercessor Squad is 85 points for 5 models and 170 points for 10 models. I'm not certain why they're changing these guys' points around so much, but oh well. The Invader ATV is 70 points, and remember, he used to have a heavy bolt pistol, but now has just a bolt pistol. The Invictor Tactical Warsuit is 140 points. Iron Father Pharaohs is 95 points. The Judiciar is 70 points. Caven Shrike is 100 points. Quasoro Khan is 70 points. The Land Raider is 240 points. The Land Raider Crusader is 230 points. The Land Raider Redeemer is 260 points, and I do hope they restock those sometime. The Librarian, which is Primaris Librarian, is 65 points. The Librarian in Phobos Armor is 70 points. Librarian in Terminator Armor is 75 points. Lieutenant in Phobos Armor is... the Lieutenant, which is Primaris Lieutenant. The Lieutenant is 65 points. The Lieutenant in Phobos Armor is 55 points. The Lieutenant in Reaver Armor is 55 points. And the Lieutenant with Combi Weapon is 70 points. The Marnius Calgar model, 3 models, with his guard is 185 points. The Outrider Squad is, for 3 models, 95 points. For 6 models, 195 points. And if you include an Invader ATV into the squad, it's another 70 points. Pedro Cantor is 90 points. Predator Annihilator is 130 points. Predator Destructor is 130 points. The Razorback... Where is the Razorback there? And the Razorback is 95 points. The Redemptor Dreadnought is 200 points. The Reaver Squad is 85 points for 5 models and 170 points for 10 models. The Repulsor is 190 points. The Repulsor Executioner is 220 points. Some of these are the same as what was in the coming out in the new codex, but there is an awful lot that they're sticking to. That they've changed. Now, the Rhino. Didn't we already do the Rhino? I guess we did the Razorback. I don't know. The Rhino is 75 points. Reboot Gilliman is 360 points. The Scout Squad is 55 points for 5 models, or 110 for 10 models. The Stern Guard Veteran Squad is 100 points for 5 models, or 200 points for 10 models. The Storm Speeder Hail Strike is 130 points. The Storm Speeder Hammer Strike is 150 points. The Storm Speeder Thunder Strike is 160 points. The Storm Hawk Interceptor is 155 points. The Storm Raven Gunship is 240 points. The Storm Talon Gunship is 165 points. The Suppressor Squad is 3 models at 85 points. The Tactical Squad, which I'm going to assume is going to be hard to get, potentially. Maybe they're making new ones. But still in there. Anyway, the Tactical Squad is 160 points for 10 models. The Terminator... Oh, there's Tech Marine. For a moment I was like, what? They got rid of Tech Marine? No, they did not. Momentary confusion. 55 points for the Tech Marine. The Terminator Assault Squad is 195 points for 5 models, or 390 points for 10 models. The Terminator Squad is 185 points for 5 models, or 370 points for 10 models. Tor Garridan is 90 points. Ural Ventress is 75 points. Vanguard Veteran Squad with Jump Packs is 105 points for 5 models, or 210 points for 10 models. The Vindicator is 190 points. Vulcan Hestan, which some people were worried whether he'd be going or not, he's still there, is 100 points. And the Whirlwind is 145 points. Forge World point values. The Astrius is still 525 points. The Thunderhawk gunship is still 840 points. And we've got all new detachment enhancements. For those who have the Gladius task for force enhancements, Adept of the Codex to use is 20 points. Artificer armor to use is 10 points. Fire discipline is 30 points. The honor vehement is 15 points. All the others, detachment enhancements, I'll let you go ahead and read once you have the codex, since you won't necessarily use them, or I'll just put that out in a different video. If you really want me to go through all the detachment enhancements and what I think about them, including their points cost, I'll go through that. But since you won't be able to read exactly what they do, I don't see how it's be too useful right now. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you had any questions about any of it, my thoughts on all of the changes, well, I hadn't built my list yet. I mean, I built the list. I built Dark Angels, but all I was using for the basic Space Marines was Astrius, which didn't change. I'm going to be building an Astrius. I am. And a Gladiator. I'm going to be using a Gladiator Lancer, but that points cost didn't change. It's still 160. And then I was going to use Storm Speeder Hammer Strike? I think it's a hammer strike. Pretty certain it was a hammer strike. Storm Speeder hammer strike at 150 points. Small enough change that maybe I'll be able to add something else in. Oh, I was also gonna do some. No, I was gonna go with. Oh, I was thinking to go with the Sternguard Veteran Squad, but that I'm gonna be changing what I do. So because what they do change has changed, I'll be changing them out for something else. Not sure what yet, whether it'll be Dark Angel specific or something in the Space Marines. I'm gonna have a read. I've been focusing on AdMech and Sisters at the moment, rather than the Dark Angels. So this doesn't affect me too much because I haven't gotten my my list together yet anyway. Do let me know how you feel about these changes. Happies, sads, make sense? Feel free to comment on it below. And yeah, if you had any questions, just let me know. Yep. Okay. Bye. Hello, you wonderful patrons and YouTube members out there. I really appreciate your support as always. Thank you, and I hope you're having a fantastic hobby time. The AdMech had a recent buff. If you're still here, that's what I did. So I had my Adeptus Mechanicus list all done up, and I was doing just fine. And then it got buffed where my 3 units of Skitarii Vanguard got better and cheaper, and then my robots got cheaper, and I was able to add in 3 Skitarii Marshals. So that was great. I was quite content with the Adeptus Mechanicus updates for the points, and I hadn't really seriously figured out what I wanted for the Adeptus Sororitas, so if there was a change there, I was not paying attention. But my Adeptus Mechanicus stuff was great. So, okay, all right, okay, bye.